Okay, my fellow Americans, I'm back with you. This is video 2. It's important. If you haven't watched the Media 1, don't watch this one because it's out of sequence. You won't understand it. I've got to get into this because I've got only 9 minutes left. Okay, so I delivered these papers. As far as I know, I'm the first one delivered to the Congress, Fox News, ABC, NBC, all of them. I started calling all of them. They said they couldn't cover the story. Newspapers I gave it to. I gave them a large package proving that I did this. Could not cover the story. Fox News said they couldn't cover the story, but the gentleman I was speaking to kept talking to me about other things. So we kept a dialogue going. He was afraid to, by the way, but he did keep a dialogue going with me for about 5 months. And then he's finally just disappeared. I think he's lost his guts and some of the things that I brought him. Or whatever guts he had, he's been subdued. Okay, so I wondered. I thought I was the first one to do this, but it appears like they've been approached before and they're not allowed to cover this kind of story. So I started doing my research, which I should have done beforehand. You ready for this, folks? This is going to sound like Communist China or Soviet Union many years ago, but it's absolutely true. Over 100 Americans have declared their land independent. Most of them, as far as I can tell, just sent the papers in. And then they stopped paying their taxes and income tax. And every one of these, the latest was about 2 months ago. It was called the Browns, somewhere up in Delaware, some area like that. They're two farmers that just got sick of this government. They get them all. They arrest them, they put them away, and they probably execute them. Because there's other reporters I've found information that they try to find out what prison they're in to have a dialogue with these people that have declared their independence. The government says, we cannot reveal that to you. And they're never heard from again. That's why I told you, don't do this. They'll eventually do it to me. Now, why they haven't done it to me yet is they got to trump some charges up. Because I paid my taxes. I don't pay any income taxes. I'm on Social Security and VA benefits. And I don't make any other money besides that. So, and I've never disobeyed a law. The kind of things they've done to me is revoke my permit to carry a weapon under ridiculous premises, by the way. So, they've got to trump some charges up and they'll come take me away and I will disappear too. But beforehand, I'm going to get as much of the truth out as I can. And I'm doing everything strictly by their laws, even though I have my own independent nation. Okay. So the media cannot broadcast this. They've been told directly they cannot. Some local medias, this Brown family is on the net, and you'll see there's some local magazine woman who's done a report on it. But she never says that these people declared their independence. Because the government, the communistic, sicko government that we live in, will not allow them to say that they've declared independence because it's legal to declare your independence. Can you imagine if they said they accepted my independence, what would happen? Millions of people would declare their independence. There would be no more United States of America. In fact, probably several states who have threatened to do this, keep that quiet, they're not allowed to report that either. Several states did. 6 years ago, Arizona threatened to do it, but again, it wasn't on the national news, it was local news, and then it was quelled. Because a lot of people are upset with this government. The majority are upset. More than the majority. Even some of the people that are communists don't like how it's going recently. So, that's where we are. Communist China. They put you away and you disappear, or like the old Soviet Union. Alright, so let me give you some more proof. And I can't show you these videos, I don't have enough time, okay? But they're in my other ones. They're in my other videos, these videos that I took undercover. One of them is there's Russian jets, Russian military planes carrying ammunitions to other nations. I show them and I give you testimony. They wouldn't publicize that either. They wouldn't put that on the air, even though I had the video to prove it. The other one is this Mississippi federal officer who's forming the KKK. Now think about this. They're not broadcasting that. I broadcast it because I have guts. I'm not afraid of the KKK, or I'm not afraid of the federal government for that matter. But they don't. And, you know, there's going to be people killed. And there's going to be people killed, thousands of people killed by them sending ammunitions to foreign nations to, you know, Castro-like people within nations that are trying to disrupt the nation and take it over. But they won't broadcast it. They don't broadcast anything. I brought them more than three stories, maybe 6 or 7. They won't broadcast any of them because they're afraid of the federal government. Can you imagine that? Are you absorbing this, people? Do you realize the significance of this? This is astonishing. Now I'm going to do a little bit here to bring across my point. So stand by.
This is Foxy News, and ladies and gentlemen, we have just seen what Mr. Uriman has publicized in his YouTube broadcast. Okay, this is not reasonable. We want you to know that we know he declared independence, and hundreds of others have, and we know that the Russians are transporting, illegal arms to various nations, and we know that the KKK is reforming, but we're prohibited to broadcast it. So it's not our fault. We would love to broadcast it. We're prohibitive. They'll come in and arrest us. They'll take the tapes away and they'll stop our broadcasting. Don't you people realize this? You should. You should. You should know it. So we would love to, but we can't. That's it.
This is NBC, CBS, CNN, CBS, ABC, all combined, and we just saw Mr. Uriman's broadcast of how he gave us this information about his declaring independence, the Russians transporting arms, and even this KKK. We don't believe it. He fabricated all this stuff. The American government doesn't do things to allow things like this, and they don't threaten us. They kind of just tell us to watch what we say if we want to stay in business, but they don't threaten us. They just give us the innuendos. We can broadcast anything we want. But we don't believe these things. We don't think there's Americans. We don't think there's KKK out there. We don't think that the Russians would ever send ammunitions or our ammunitions and arms all over the world. And least of all, we don't think that there's 100 Americans that have declared their independence legally under the Constitution. We just don't believe there's these 100 and some Americans. We know about them. They're all non-taxpaying. They're all people that want violence. They want violence. So we don't want to broadcast that. We don't want to promulgate violence. Don't you understand, people? Mr. Uriman is full of crap, okay? He's full of crap. He just wants you to think that we're all communists and communist sympathizers and we don't do our jobs. That's not true. Zika!
I know this is all very hard to believe, but it is truth. It's the reality. Many people know it. They're afraid to speak it, like I am, of course, but many, many people know that this communist government is much like the Chinese communist government, except they're much more deceptive. But they're very much the same, even worse. And the communist philosophy is the same thing, for the good of the all. They have so many people, they have to do everything for the all. So, please, proliferate this, and especially in the part, the part that I show of this federal officer who's talking about rebuilding the KKK, which I'm sure he has, and he's probably official in it. Somebody get that video to the FBI. They won't talk to me, of course. If I call them, they just hang up. If I send them something, they throw it away. If I email, they don't respond. I don't know what it is, And all these things were not obtained illegally. They were obtained legally. I have the right to be in a VA facility. Number one, I am a VA member. I get 100% disability. And number two, I didn't solicit any of these things. Nothing did I solicit. I just build a rapport with people and they start talking and spilling the beans. I have more, by the way, too. Okay? Much more. And they're distributed all over. The news media isn't going to bring it to you. They're afraid to death to. Now, what do you do about it? Same thing as I told you.